Hello, grade 12 learners. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And I welcome everyone in this channel. Today, I will be dealing with business studies notes on chapter 8, which is management and leadership. Leadership and management. So, according to the syllabus, your teachers or your teacher, by term 2, you must be done with these notes. You must do these notes on term 2. So according to the syllabus, you must do these notes on term 2. By term 2, you must understand them and know them very well. So I will be dealing with what? Leadership and management. We have to know what is leadership and management. At first, there are terms and definition in this note that I won't give you. You have them in your notes, which is leadership, management, autocratic leadership, and so forth and so on. But I will be explaining the definition while I will be teaching. Okay, first I will start with leadership styles. What are the leadership styles? Number 1, we have democratic leadership style. I will explain what is democratic leadership style. We have autocratic leadership style. I will also explain what is autocratic leadership style. We have free range. What is a free range? I will also explain what is free range leadership style. Then we have a charismatic leadership. I will also explain what is a charismatic leadership, because if ever I will give you the definitions that they are in your notes, it may be hard for you to grab the meaning or the definition of what I have just gave you now. And then we have transactional leadership. I will also explain what is transactional leadership. We also have what? The management and the leadership. I will also explain what is management and leadership, and the autocratic and democratic and so forth and so on, which is the leadership styles. They have their own impact. They have positive impact and negative impact. I am going to explain what are the negative impact and the positive impact of what a leadership style. Number 1 that we must do today, guys, if ever you are willing to donate of what I am doing, you are allowed. There is a button that is written thanks, which is it's a super thanks button. You can send from 14 rand to my account. It can be 14 rand, 35 rand, 70 rand, 105 rand, or 115 rand. I'm not sure, but it has its own amount. And then 3.5, that's up to you. How do you want to donate? So today I will be dealing with what? Number 1, I said these notes are on chapter 8, right? They are on chapter 8 of business studies, which is you have to know this note by term 2, because the term is very short. You may think that you have time, but there is no time. So since you know this channel, make sure that you watch each and every video, because it's going to benefit you in future. It's going to benefit you in your matric results, because the kids that I teach at school, they get distinctions. Most of the time, I beat 80% of distinction in my classes. So I want you to listen intensively on what I am going to give you today. There is a difference between leadership and management. What is the difference between leadership and management? That's what you have to ask yourself when we speak about what the difference between what leadership and management. What is the difference? Number 1, leadership influence human behavior. Leadership do what? Influence human behavior, which is leadership. It influences what? Human behavior. It influences how you should behave. Then the management guides human behavior. That's the difference between these two terms, leadership and management. Management influence. It has an influence in what? Human behavior. Then management, it guides human behavior, which is, for instance, when there is a leadership, it has to influence your behavior. You will try to behave very well. with all means necessary. Then the management, it guides you how you should behave. That's the difference between what? Leadership and management. Then the other differences that we should know about the leadership and the management. Like I'm giving you the differences, whereby it is possible for you in your examination come across a question that will say, can you please give us the differences between the leadership and the management? So you must be able to know that leadership influences the human behavior, management guides the human behavior. And then the other thing that you should know when it comes to leadership and management, the differences. Leadership focuses on what and why. Leadership focuses on what and why. What happened and why. Leadership focuses on what? On what and why. Then management focuses on how and when. I hope you are getting this. Don't be lost. Leadership focuses on what? On what and why. What happened and why did it happen? That's a leadership. Then management will say, how did it happen? And when did it happen? That's the difference between what? Leadership and management. First, we said leadership influence what? Human behavior. Management do what? Guides the human behavior. Number two, we said leadership focuses on what and why. Then management focuses on how and when did it happen. How did it happen and when did it happen? The other differences that we have in leadership and management. Leaders are born with naturally leadership skills, whereby when you are a leader, you are born with what? Natural leadership skills. Don't forget that point. Leadership is what? Leaders are born with naturally leadership styles. I hope you understand. I don't want you to be lost. Then the other one, when it comes to management, a person becomes a manager because the position in which is appointed, which is the difference. Leadership, they are born with what? Leadership skills. Then management, they become a manager because they are appointed to be the management. The last point that you should know when it comes to the differences between leadership and management, it's that leadership, lead by example, trust and respect. That's a leadership. Lead by what? Example, trust and respect. Then the difference between leadership and management. When you come to the management manage by planning, organizing, leading, or controlling. They do what? Manage by what? Planning. There is no need to write the entire thing. You are correct if you will say management, manage by what? Planning, and leave it like that. You are correct. There is no need of writing everything. Or you will say management, manage by what? Organization, organizing. You are also correct. You don't write other points. It's fine. There is no marks of writing other points. Management, manage by what? Leading. You are correct. Management, manage by what? Control. You are also correct. So I want to make sure that each and every learner who is watching my videos, they are going to pass their final examination when it comes to a topic of what? Management and leadership. Now we go to what? To the leadership styles. As I said that in the leadership styles we have what? Democratic style, autocratic style, free range, and charismatic and transactional. So we have to know what do we have in our leadership style. Number one, let us start with what? Democratic leadership style. What is a democratic leadership style? Democratic, it's a group of members. Group members are skilled and urged to share ideas, whereby when we come to democratic, I am giving you the meaning now, and I am giving you the point. It's what? Group members who are skilled and urged to do what? To share their ideas. Whereby here, when we come to democratic, it's not all about one person. It's not all about individual, but it includes the group of people. Everyone is allowed to share their ideas. That's a democratic. When you hear the word democratic leadership style, you must think of a freedom. In South Africa, we are living in a country that it's a democratic state whereby everyone have a right to share their ideas. Bullet point number 2. Remember, I always say that you must not know more than 4. But when it comes to democratic style and leadership, know only 2. Know only 2. But when it comes to the impact of leadership style, you must know at least 4, not more than 5. I hope you understand. When it comes to positive and negative, which is the impact, try to know 5. Regardless whether you know 2 of positive and 3 of negative, or 3 of positive and 2 of negative. Now, let me give you the second answer on what leadership, on the democratic leadership style. Cooperation is needed between a leader and a team. Cooperation is needed between the leader and the team. Whereby, until we said here, it's a democratic leadership style. So whereby the leader must call the team. What is the team? The team, it can be CMT. It can be CMT. It can be, let's say we are in the school, mother body of the school, whereby we call the principal, the CMT, the SGB, the HODs, and so forth and so on. Who is the leader there? The leader is the principal, but is doing what? It's calling the team. Then the principal do what? And the team, they must cooperate. Cooperation is needed, which is they must work together so that they can achieve what made them to meet. Now we go to the impact of democratic style on the business. Don't forget that we are in the business, not outside the business, but we are in the business. The impact of a democratic leadership style that is positive is the leader allows the employees to participate in the decision-making process so they can feel empowered or positive. Whereby here, it's a democratic state. It's a democratic leadership style whereby the employer or the leader allow employees to participate in what decision making so that they can also feel positive. That's a democratic leadership style. Number 2, staff gives a variety of ideas that can lead to improve production or method. Staff gives what? Different ideas that will do what? That can lead to improvement of production method. On positive, I suggest that we only know 2. Then when it comes to negative, because I feel like negative, they are important. They are short. When it comes to negative impact, when it comes to what? When it comes to democratic leadership style, it's that Incorrect decision may be made if staff is what? Not fully informed. That's a negative when it comes to what? Democratic leadership style. Incorrect decision may be made if staff is not what? Fully informed. And that will do what? Waste time and will make the business to be negative in production, because they will be making what? Wrong or incorrect decision. Number 2, employees may feel discouraged if their opinions are not considered. That's also a negative impact. The employees may feel what? Discouraged if their opinions won't be what? Considered. Then the last one that you must know when it comes to negative impact. Some employees only pretend to participate in decision making, and their feedback may not always be accurate. You may sit with the employees in a meeting pretending as if like their mind is there, all to find out that they are not there, and their feedback will always be not accurate. Let's say I'm just sitting in a meeting pretending as if like I'm cooperating or focusing on what we are talking about, all to find out that my mind is not there. I'm thinking of my own things. I'm thinking of my wife. I'm thinking of my kids, So that's also a negative, because that employee is wasting our time and our energy. It's sitting there in a meeting, in a discussion making, but that employee is not doing what? Participating. And their feedback is not always accurate, because they are not listening, they are not participating, but they are there. Then we move to autocratic leadership style. What is an autocratic leadership style? Now I want to give you a meaning. When you see the word autocratic leadership style, we don't include anyone. Everything change automatically. Autocratic leadership. When we speak about autocratic leadership, we are speaking about something that change automatically. We don't consider anyone's idea, but we rule and change things the way we want. That's an autocratic. But democratic leadership style, it's what? We include employees' ideas. And some of them, if they are accurate, they can be considered and be implemented in the business. Now, let us hear the meaning of what? Of a autocratic leadership style. Now, I'm not giving you the meaning, but this leadership style can be applied when all the information is available to solve the problem. That's number 1. It can be applied when all the information available to solve the problem. So whereby here, let's say we are having a problem in a business, then we try to come up. I mean, the autocratic leadership try to do what? To come up with the ideas. When we speak about autocratic leadership, we are speaking about, let's say I'm a leader, you are also a leader. We have shares, we have 5% shares. We don't include the management. We don't even include the stakeholders, or we don't include the employees. But me and you, we speak and go and tell the management that we have changed this system. We did not consider his or her idea in our decision making. That's an autocratic leadership. Or let's say I'm a boss. I go tomorrow and tell the management, no, now from today we are working like this and that. We have never had a meeting with the management, but as a boss or the owner of the company, I'm the one who just go there and change things automatically without considering their ideas. That's an autocratic leadership. Then number 2 on autocratic leadership, when employees are new, that's an autocratic leadership. Let's say we have new employees I just come and change things, they will be confused. They are new. They were told that we work in this way. Tomorrow I come and change things. Obvious, that thing is going to do what? It's going to make the employees not to cooperate or get used to what is happening in the working place. Okay, let's just leave this point and then let me just try to give you an easiest point. I highlighted this point not by mistake, but I feel like it will be hard for you. In crisis situation, e.g., in a case of unforeseen changes. What is an unforeseen changes? Unforeseen, when you see the word unforeseen, it's something that is unexpected. Something that is what? Unexpected. When we speak about what? Unforeseen changes. It's an accident. Accident, we can consider it as what? Unforeseen situation. In crisis of what? Unforeseen changes. That's what? Autocratic leadership style. That's in what? Autocratic leadership style. So, that's how it works. That's how it works. Now we go to the positive impact of what? Autocratic leadership style. It also has what? A positive impact. What are the positive impact? Quick decision can be taken without consulting employees. Remember I said they don't consider anyone's idea. That's positive because quick decision can be made without considering any other employees or the management or so forth and so on. They can do things fast, but in a democratic leadership style, it will take time. Then number 2, on positive impact, that you must know. Work gets done in time, on schedule, whereby they do things what? In time. Then provide strong leadership which makes new employees feel confident and safe. That's the only 3 points that I want you to know in your positive impact. Now we go to the negative impact on what? Autocratic leadership. Workers can become demotivated if their opinion are not considered. Employees can feel what? Demotivated if their opinion won't be what? Considered. They can feel demotivated. Then the other one on the negative impact of what? Autocratic leadership, the last point. Remember on the positive impact, I said we must know 3, and then on the negative impact, we must know only 2. Demotivated workers impact negatively on productivity, whereby if the employees won't be considered, they can be what? Demotivated. And once they become demotivated, it can what? Result in decrease of what? Productivity. Now we have to know what are the differences between leadership, between the democratic leadership style and autocratic leadership style. Remember at first I did what? The differences between leadership and management. So now we have to know the differences between what? Democratic leadership style and autocratic leadership style. Number 1, democratic leadership style. The leader involves employees in what? Decision-making process. That's the difference. And then on the autocratic, a leader takes all decision alone without involving employees. That's the different between what? Democratic and autocratic. Democratic, the leader involves what? Employees in the decision making process. Then autocratic leadership style. A leader takes all decision alone without involving employees. That's the difference between what? Democratic and leadership. Now we go to what? free range. What is a free range? Free range is a team member need to improve or develop leadership style, which is here on the free range or lasers fire, whereby here team members need to improve or develop leadership skill. Need to do what? To improve or develop what? Leadership skills. Now we go to the impact of what? Of a free range. What is the impact? Workers or followers are allowed to make decision on their own work method. That's the positive impact, whereby here they are trying to do what? Improve the skills of the employees. And the positive thing about it, they are allowed to make decisions on their own method. So that one, it will be easy for them to tackle the test because they are doing what? Those decisions for them, which is it will be easy for them to work, and it will also be what? Productivity to the business. Then we move to the second bullet point on the positive impact of what? Free range. Leader motivates workers by trusting them to do things themselves on their own. Leader motivate what? Workers by trusting them to do what? Things themselves in their own. I guess you understand. Then we go to the negative impact of free range. Lack of clear direction may be demotivating to employees. Let's say the employees, they don't have what? A clear direction. Okay, let me not say the employees, but the leadership. Let's say the leadership don't have what? The clear direction. That can be demotivating to what? Employees. That's the negative impact of free range. Then number 2 that you must know. Remember, on the positive we know only 2, and then on the negative I want us to know 3. Workers are expected to solve their own conflict. That's a negative impact. How can you, let's say the employees will fight at work, and then the management say, no, you are going to solve it on your own. That's negative impact. They are expected to do what? To solve their own conflict. How can you solve your own conflict while you have the management in the workplace? Just imagine 2 learners are fighting in the class, and then you go to the principal or the teacher or the class teacher, and then the class teacher says, I won't entertain that, just go back and solve it. How are you going to solve it? Because remember, by that time you are angry or frustrated. So the leader must try to put you down, both of you, and let you down, and then try to solve or understand the story or the cause of the situation. Then from there, the leader can apply the skills of helping or solving the conflict between the 2 learners or the 2 employees. Bullet point number 3 on the negative. Productivity may be low if employees lack the necessary knowledge or skill. Productivity can be low if what? Employees lack what? The necessary knowledge or the skills. Whereby anchor here we are saying that the leadership does not involve itself. It allows the employees to make their decision making. Let's say they are lacking the necessary skill or knowledge. That means it will what? Decrease in productivity. It's going to do what? Decrease in productivity. Now we move forward to a charmistic leadership style. What is charmistic leadership style? Charmistic leadership style is whereby you use charming to get the customers. You charm them to get the customers. This leadership style can be used to what? Sell vision and achieve excellent results. It can be used to what? To sell vision and achieve excellent results. Number 2, motivate employees as their leader is energetic. It will also what? Improve leadership, I mean their employees, as the leader is what? Energetic. Then we go to the positive impact when it comes to what? Charmistic, whereby we use charm. Aspect, add selling vision and achieve excellent result. That's a positive impact when it comes to what? Charmistic. Employees are motivated as the leader is energetic or inspiring. Employees are motivated by what? The energy that the leader have, or the inspiring. Number 3, inspires loyalty, hard work among employees. It inspires what? Loyalty, hard work among what? Among the employees. Among the employees. Impact of it. Leader believes more in him or her than the team. That's a negative impact. The leader believes in him or her more than what? The team. That's a negative impact of free range. Then product can collapse if the leader leaves the team. Product can do what? Collapse if the leader leaves the team, because they believe in themselves. So it's impossible for you to run a company alone without having what? The team or the employees. Even if you can have, or even if you can be educated, that's highly impossible. The principal cannot run the school alone. The teacher cannot teach without learners inside the class. Then transactional leadership style. This leadership style can be applied when the business wants to maximize employees' performance. Transactional style. What is the transactional leadership style? Transactional is something that you can see, something that is what? Transparent. When we speak about what? Transactional, it's something that you can see, something that is what? Is transparent. So it can apply when the business wants to what? Maximize the employees' performance. If they want to see the employees' performance, when deadline have to meet on a short notice, they can also use it to see the performance of the employee, whereby they will give a task to an employee that, okay, the deadline is this day. So they will be trying to see whether the employee is going to do what? To be able to do the task in time before the deadline. When workers have a low morale, it can also be used to see, okay, this employee has what? A low morale. Then the impact, which is we have positive and the negative. I will start with the positive impact when it comes to what? Transactional leadership style. When you see the word transactional leadership style, you must know that it's used to examine, to see the performance of the employee. Then positive, encourage employees to work hard because they will receive rewards. It's do what? It's encourage employees to work hard because at the end they will get what? The rewards. As I said, that it is used to see your performance. Obviously, in that way, you will have to work hard so that you can prove the management or the leadership that, yes, I know my job, I can do my job. Number 2, improve employees' productivity and morale. It will also give you what? A morale that I will do this because they want to see whether I can be able to do this. Then bullet points number 3. Employees know what are expected of them. That's also positive because you know what is expected of you. That's also positive. Then let's go to the negative of a transactional leadership style. Number 1, employees may be bored as they have to follow rules and procedures. Employees may be what? Bored as they have to do what? Follow rules and procedures. Number 2, Controlling employees may be time consuming. That's also a negative impact. It can be what? Time consuming. Remember, on the positive impact we knew 3. So on the negative, I think we should know only 2. Then we move to what? Leadership theory. What are the leadership theory? Number 1, situational leadership. That is a leadership theory. Situational leadership. Then number 2, transformational leadership. Number 3, leaders and followers. Number 4, transactional leadership. Oh, okay. Let me just start it again. Number 1, situational leadership. Number 2, transformational leadership. Number 3, leadership and followers. Number 4, transactional leadership. Then on the situational leadership theory, what is that? Different leadership characteristics are needed for different situations. So when we speak about the situational leadership theory, we see that in this position, a certain employee can qualify to change the situation or manage the situation. I hope you understand the situational leadership style. We look at the suitable employee for that situation we are going through in the company or in the business. Then number 2, relationship between leaders and employee are based on mutual trust, respect, or honest, whereby here, before appointing that employee as the management or the leadership, we must trust the employee that the employee is going to do what? It's going to be able to change the situation or bring the situation where we want it. So this one does not have what? Negative impact and positive impact, but I am just explaining them for you. And then we have what? Transformational theory. Transformational what? Leadership theory. What is it? Suitable for a dynamic environment where change could be drastic. Suitable dynamic environment where change could be drastic. When we speak about drastic change, we are speaking about things that we never thought it can ever change. That's what transformationally we are growing, we are transforming. Number 2, leaders have the trust of their followers. They have what? A trust of their followers that they can change this situation. Encourage followers to explore or try new things or opportunities. As I am talking about what? Transformational, changing, growing. So, in other words, it is very good in what? Motivating employees to achieve results. It is very good on what? Motivating employees to achieve good results. Then we move forward to leadership and followers. What is a leadership and followers? Team achieve great results when there is a sense of understanding between the leader and the team or followers. Then bullet point number 2, when it comes to leadership and followers, now we are focusing on what? Leadership and followers. They do what? Perform good results when there is what? An understanding between what? The leadership and the followers, which is the followers is the employees. Then followers listen to what is expected of them and are willing to work as a team. They listen to what is expected of them and they are willing to do what? To work as a team. That shows that there is what? A sense of understanding. They understand each other. The leadership understand what? The team. And the team also understand what? The leadership. And the team also understand them among themselves. They do understand themselves. Then bullet point number 3, when it comes to leadership and followers. Leaders lead by example and rewards positive behavior. Then we move forward to what? The role of personal attitude in successful leadership. The role of what? Personal attitude in successful leadership. Positive attitude releasing leadership potential. Positive attitude will do what? Release the leadership what? Potential. Then number 2, we have what? Leaders. A leader's good or bad attitude can influence the success or the failure of the business. Good and or negative or bad attitude of what? The leader can influence what? The failure or the success of the business. Now we are speaking of what? The role of personal attitude in successful leadership. We are speaking about what? The attitude of the employees, of the management or the leadership. Leaders' attitude may influence employees' behavior. Leaders' attitude can influence what? The leadership. I mean the employees' behavior. Whereby here, if ever I just enter inside the class and start making jokes, that means learners, they will also be like that. I'm there to teach, you know. Enthusiasm produce confidence in a leadership. Enthusiasm, it's when you give yourself to something. Produce what? Confidence in a leader. So we are done with the management and leadership. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share so that you can get more content on business studies, history, life science, LO, religion studies, all of these subjects.